GM, and welcome back to Crypto Saving Expert, the show where we discuss the latest cryptocurrency news and introduce you to the pioneers and the founders of the space. Today, I'm joined by returning guest, Rick. How are we doing, my man?
Doing great. Bitcoin all-time high. Exciting.
Woo! Yeah, man. I've got to say, I was expecting it, but we actually just spoke off air briefly as well. And we were debating positions last night. You actually closed off one of your positions overnight. There was still that uncertainty, but it looks like we're going to hold above 110 at least till the weekend now. Momentum's looking good. BlackRock has just bought another I think it was 4,970 Bitcoin yesterday, like $530 million worth. The day before, 230 million. So they've been absolutely smashing it, man. But let's just pull up the chart here as well. Let me just move to this screen as well. And let's have a look at Bitcoin. We can see, all-time high up here a little bit further. Just below 112,000 there. Currently, let's just move over. Sorry, currently at 110,771. Rick, what's your expectations for the rest of the week with Bitcoin?
I mean, I expected a push down after reaching all-time highs. They always say either you push through very hard and you keep going up, or you get rejected. And I'm surprised that we're hovering around this price. If I listen to some spaces, if I listen to some smart people and rich people, they say like the bid for Bitcoin is real. Like new people are coming in, especially the rich. Like they put in a few million here, a few million there as like their first allocation. So that makes me think maybe this could be sustained. But as always, I'm a bit cautious. Maybe that's my PTSD as well. Like I always cautious that we can drop 20%, even though like we just rebounded from that retracement. I don't feel fully confident to go full like all in. I still have like 10, 15, 20% cash in my portfolio for those reasons. But it's always hard to keep the cash. It's always hard. And that's what I said yesterday. Like I felt like market is going up, but I didn't sit on my hands for the past few months on that cash to now throw it at all-time highs. Sometimes exactly. You gotta be responsible.
Yeah. I feel exactly the same way. I was kind of umming and ahhing about taking a position at that 104 level. You can see kind of mapped out on my chart there. And then, I was expecting if we were going to push on all-time highs, perhaps we were going to, go into new price discovery mode completely and kind of push up to that kind of 116, 118 region. It seems like the momentum has stalled a little bit. It'll be interesting to see how this plays out for the rest of the week. And then Monday, I think, will be the big decider on, will it be a sell in May, walk away situation? But be interesting to hear from you guys in the chat as well. Let me know what you guys are buying. We've got Hugo here saying, I'm ready. And also good afternoon. We've got Sammy T in the chat as well. Can't wait for this, LFG. Hugo's buying up some meme coins today. He's on the Bevo hype. We've got Crypto Bash saying, let's go. We've got Pratik here saying, we are going to have a good on-chain summer where everything will be running. I bloody hope so. We've got Gannicus here as well saying, good morning, legends. Steve in the chat, howdy. Good to see you. Avex is pumping after the FIFA partnership. Yeah, big FIFA partnership announcement. They've also got an event on in London at the moment. Rick, where are you in the world at the moment?
I'm in Belgium at the moment for the month of May.
Nice. And we've actually met up at some events recently. You're in Dubai. I see you traveling all the time. Where have you been in the last few months?
I've been traveling around quite a lot this year. In 2025, I think started off in Bulgaria for a bit of skiing. Then went to Valencia for a month, spent a month in Madeira. Came back home in Belgium for a week, and then went back to Bulgaria for a bit more of skiing in April. And then straight up to Istanbul.
Snowboard, though. You snowboard, right?
I'm a skier.
Oh, skiers. Yeah. Apologies.
Yeah, and then Istanbul for Solana Crossroads and Token 2049 in Dubai, where I saw you again.
Yes, yeah. And for everyone listening, we're both Solana maxis. That's where we first met each other. But let's talk about a bit of your journey and your experience in the ecosystem and what really drew you to the Solana ecosystem in particular.
I mean, I've always been the launchpad guy, I would say. I came in 2021 into the industry, and pretty fast I got into paid network, the launchpad, paid network ignition, and there I was for 11 months as head of marketing. So I think I've been involved with about 100 launches these days now,
Wow.
under token launches. So
Yeah, yeah.
I've seen a lot. I've participated in a lot, and I've seen the ins and outs, and that was a great way to learn about the insides of the industry.
Mhm.
Funny story is around that time in 21, I did use Solana quite early, like I think January, February 21.
Oh,
But
wow.
I hated the user experience of the wallets. And
Mhm.
for that reason, I also sold my Solana again because I think it was like the only wallet was Solid or something like that.
Yeah,
And it
yeah.
really wasn't a great experience. I was like, this experience is never going to go to the masses. So I sold it
No.
off. And that was like before $15, I think like at 12 or so. So that's a bit sad, but I got back into the Solana ecosystem actually thanks to Island Tao. After token 2049, I was there for the job for Launchpad I was at. And then I said, okay, why not fly to Thailand? This seems fun. Solana community, people all together. So I flew there, and that's when I actually really got Solana peeled.
Yeah,
um,
yeah.
and that's where I realized, okay, there's something here. This is really nice people. Like the other people are great, but there's a big mismatch, I would say.
Yeah.
There's a big difference between different communities in crypto, and I like the Solana one the most.
Awesome, man. And we mentioned Avax there also. Has Avax ever caught your fancy? Have you been to many Avalanche events?
No.
What's your take on some other? That was a quick no, yeah. But are there any layer ones that are standing out to you that perhaps will be a competitor for Solana in the future?
I mean, we're gonna talk about attention later, I think, but like one has only so much attention in a day, and if you're working full time in crypto, like that probably takes most of your attention already. So like back in my Launchpads days, I talked to founders every day, multiple pitches, multiple people trying to get on the Launchpad. So that's when you stay up to date with the latest, but that's also just the latest projects. If I really got to find the time to explore all the chains and all the ecosystems myself, I don't think I can manage that. So I didn't really get into AVAX. I didn't really explore it there. Just same like Sui, for example, like everybody talking about Sui, but I haven't explored too much there. Like, I don't know. I should have, and I regret not putting my Say back, for example, into Sui. Like that's a bit of a wrong decision. At one point in time, I had this decision: should I buy Say? Should I buy Sui? I went for Say. Wrong decision. But but yeah, and also back in those days, there wasn't too much to explore. There was a wallet, you could stake some Sui. There wasn't like the ecosystem like now, and now I feel like, okay, I might make that jump, but maybe I'm also a bit too late. Who knows? So I rather just preserve my energy and focus on the things that I know and that I know a bit of already. And I think bear markets are for exploring new avenues.
Yeah, true. I think once you've kind of found your tribe or your niche, it's best to kind of stick with that. There's diversification. There's diversification. Can't even get my words out today. Diversification. But obviously, if you diversify too much and you've got hundreds of coins, hundreds of tokens, I'm sure a few listeners are in this situation even now. If you diversify too much, you haven't got the gaze on your assets like you should do. Whereas if you have kind of a smaller mixed bag, you can keep an eye on each asset and keep up to date, keep up in the communities. If you diversify too much and you've got a large bag with too many tokens, too many layer ones, it's really hard to kind of be the first to the inside knowledge there. So sometimes it is best to kind of localize a little bit and focus on a handful rather than a big bunch. But yeah, let me know in the chat. Has anyone got over 100 tokens across all their wallets? I know I was probably like that in 2021 myself, likely due to launchpads actually. A lot of maximum allocation of like $50, $100. Sometimes they were 20x, and it would be a nice little earner. And a lot of the time they wouldn't, and it would probably go to zero.
Oh, in 2021 was easy.
Yeah.
Like most of them did a 10 to 50x, like a $50 to $100 ticket. But then you end up like, I remember, like Clubhouse was a big thing back then, right? I don't know if you were ever on Clubhouse. Like
Yes, yeah.
right now we have Twitter Space. Back then we had Clubhouse, and we had this little community that we were chatting every day. And I do remember this moment that I actually counted my portfolio, and I had 69 coins. It was funny for the meme, but it also always stick with me. Like I'm like, oh fuck, 69 different tokens, and that's like all balances of I don't know, thousand to a few, like $100 to a few $1,000s. Also, some of them are vested, some of them unvested. But like back then, I was new to the space, so I believed these teams. I believed, okay, they're actually going to build. I didn't know about vesting, tokenomics, all of this bullshit. So I forgot to sell, right? So you make basically a 40x on your net worth with like these small tickets, but then also like you write it back down. And that's I think a good learning. And that's basically what I'm doing right now as well. Over the past few months, I started seeing again that I was having too many positions. Like, oh, I believe in Deepin. I'll buy some Deepin tokens, this, and this. Oh, stable coins, interesting. Oh, Solana ecosystem. Oh, this, oh, that. But now, over the past month, I've really started like doubling down, selling the positions I don't really believe in, and putting them in the ones I do. Because there's this emotional backload of like I mentioned Say, for example, right? I've been holding this for a long time. I kind of lost quite a lot of money on it because I bought it too high. Am I like yesterday? Gave myself the question like, why did I hold on to this? There's no real reason except for like borrowed conviction, I call it, and we discussed this before, I think. But there was few things that I would like if I would start off with from scratch with the portfolio value I have now, I would not buy the same positions I'm holding now. And I think that's a good exercise everybody should make. Like, what if you start off with a clean slate and you have your portfolio value in cash, and you can only allocate to 4 or 5 different things? What would that be? And then make the allocation accordingly, but don't have 20 different positions that you don't really believe in.
And one way that I've got better at this as well is I actually plot out a time in my diary once a month, and I go over my positions. And sometimes you've got to make those hard calls. And like you say, a lot of the time it is that emotional baggage. You're tied to the token price where you bought at. You know, like for example, say I think we're down at 20 cents right now. I imagine you bought probably towards that $1 mark.
Yeah. Like I was early on it. Like I bought some at 12 cents. But then you buy more on the way up, and then once it hits the $1, you're like, okay, now we can really run to 10. So when it's to 80 cents, you load up more because you start believing in the $10 story, right? If you just had bought Bitcoin, you would have had 4x more capital right now. So it's always that.
I know. It has been crazy, and I do kick myself for being too alt heavy going into this bull market. Looking back, should have placed it more in Bitcoin and then go out from there. But I know for a fact I would have taken profit from Bitcoin at 70k, 80k, and still gone into alt. So the best method so far of the last 2 years has just been Bitcoin and hold. But guys, we're going to be talking about the evolution of Launchpad slightly later today. We're also going to be talking about internet capital markets. So make sure to stay tuned. Make sure to slap a like and subscribe. Turn those channel notifications on. We go live every day, Monday to Friday at 11 a.m. But sometimes it may be a bit later, maybe a bit earlier. So turn those channel notifications on, guys. We've got a question from Pratik here. Which one would you have, Sonic or Say, if you have to pick one? So Rick, Sonic was previously Phantom. I'm actually going to, I know we've just been talking bad about Say, but I'm actually going to go with Say. I think the momentum there could come back. It's got a big community, good tech as well. What's your take on that, Rick?
I have not explored Sonic too much, but I do see that they have quite a lot of attention. It's two different type of communities, I would say. I bought Say back in the days because I liked the story of parallelization and parallelized EVMs. And you had Say and Monad, and I still think that Monad and this new narrative that they could trigger again the parallelized narrative again. So I think that could trigger Say as well, because then suddenly you have Monad, which probably is going to launch at a very high valuation, and then Say has some catching up potential. So I would say I'll go with Say between those two.
That's a good take, Rick. Thank you. We've also got Crypto is Live asking who's more in the trenches with meme coins, you or Martini guy? It's got to be me. Crypto is Live. Ask Martini who made more money on meme coins last year. He'll tell you the facts there. But guys, let's have a quick look back at the market. We've got Ethereum there just below $2,700. up over 5%, 24 hours. XRP still struggling. I don't think it's going over $2.50 anytime soon. It touched that earlier, I believe, but it will likely stay there, is my thinking. We've got Solana up at 180. Some serious resistance up at 180 for Solana, Rick. Do you think we break through this and head towards $200 again?
Oh, good question. Let me check my chart quickly.
Yeah.
That's what I'm expecting, but maybe not right now. I'm cautious that we ran from 97 to this price now, which is 2x basically.
Yeah.
So, I'm bullish Solana. I would buy a bit more personally, because I feel like I might want a little bit more in my portfolio, not too much more. But I'm cautious for the reason that I said earlier. I do want to have some cash just in case.
Yeah. No, I agree. I do kick myself for not buying more down at $100. I did buy some. I did get some nice positions at around 100 to kind of 110 nice. Back into Solana. But still kicking myself that we didn't get more. But will it go over 180? I'm not too sure, guys. Let me know in the chat. We will be doing a Solana live trade very shortly over on BLOFIN. Oh, this side, you can see I'm repping the merch today, guys. Bitcoin orange for all-time high. Meme coins, Rick, they've been performing super well. They've had a bit of a resurgence. We've seen Mudeng come back from the ashes. I think it was around 40 million. Now back around 200 million plus. Went up to 260 million, I believe, 270 even. We can see even here, Dogecoin up 7% at 24 cents. Cardano also North American kind of narrative. What do you make of some of these high caps in that kind of top 20 and even some of these high cap meme coins right now?
Of the high caps in the top 20, I think they established themselves as a real brand in there. They established themselves as valuable, even though you have Stellar or I don't know what, if there is actually something being built. You have Cardano, etc. But that's just they have the mind share from the years that passed. It's hard to take that over for newcomers. I do expect in 4 years' time we might have a totally different top 20, but an XRP probably is here to stay. Cardano, I wouldn't expect it's still in the top 20. In terms of meme coins, you started your question with meme coins. I think meme coins are here to stay as well. If you look at, we have a retracement and the meme coins bounce the hardest. If you look at Fartcoin, it's impressive where it came from.
Funny you said that. We've got Wizard of Alt in the chat here saying Fartcoin is the greatest financial instrument of all time.
Right? And honestly, I kick myself to not buy Fartcoin over the past few months because I have literally been saying this to many people. If I would start with fresh capital, I would buy two things. It's Tau and it's Fartcoin. and I would have outperformed the whole market with that thesis. I just I was too stuck with my emotional baggage of the bags that I was holding. But Fartcoin is insane. And all these others as well, right? It's this funny financial instrument where a lot of people short it, but then they get wrecked because of a short squeeze, and then it just keeps running. And you see that most of these higher attention meme coins, like a Fartcoin, like a Mudeng, like a Peanut, they're all 4x, 5x up from the bottoms, if not more. So comparing to other tokens out there, I do think memes are here to stay. They are the ones that bounce the hardest, and there was a reason that they ran so hard past year. They're probably going to be the ones that will run hard again.
Yeah.
Am I allocated according to that thesis? No. But
no. And what is your allocation at the moment? You don't have to go into specifics, but if you can kind of let us know, what percentage is on meme coins, what percentage is on real world assets, altcoins, etc. If you could kind of jot that up in your head for us and let us know.
I think probably I got 25% in Bitcoin, 25 to 30 in Bitcoin, 20% in Solana, 15% in BitTensor.
Okay,
So those are my three biggest bets. And then if I would categorize meme coins in terms of full portfolio, I would say maybe 3 to 4% in memes, and that's just the bigger ones. That's just Bonk and and chill guy. I think there's
Nice.
like chill guy as the one meme that actually was big outside of crypto and then only got into crypto and then had like a big sell-off because of insiders. I think that's one that might run.
And I've just pulled Bonk up here. I'm a Bonk holder, Bonk supporter as well. They also recently it was Let's Bonk or Let's Bonk Together, their new launchpad system, which was basically trying to compete with Pump Fun. There was a lot of hype in the last week or so, but it's died down slightly. It's hard to take that market share from Pump Fun, and I think the founders of Pump Fun know that as well. Did you see much of the hype with Let's Bonk?
On the timeline. I've seen it on the timeline. Like you that's a bit of the evolution of launchpads as well, right? We went from launchpads to Pump Fun, and then everybody's seeing how successful Pump Fun is, and they all want to recreate. And like last year, I was at Engine Starter for a few months, like for 8 months. It's actually this year, and that was the old type of launchpad where that like you vet projects, you raise money, you sell tokens to a community, and there's fasting schedules and all of that bullshit. But then we started seeing Pump Fun coming up, and so many potential Pump Fun competitors. Also, that was a pitch that we've been hearing constantly, where like other people want to build meme launchpads. None of them got anywhere because Pump Fun is just the biggest. And then now I was happy to see that we had the Radium launchpad coming up, the Bonk launchpad, because this whole Pump Fun is extracting. Like, I don't believe in that narrative. Like, yes, it's not so great for Solana holders because Solana gets sold, but like it's a great business that these guys run, right? But I do like the narrative of giving back to the creators more, which that Bonk and Radium do, and all these others as well. So I think it's time for some disruption, but it's going to be hard, and it's going to be hard to sustain as well.
Definitely, and we've seen a lot of platforms try to go multi-chain, whether it's on Base, Abstract, etc., and just really not taking off. They're not taking the market share from Solana either. So it looks like memes are to stay on Solana. But it doesn't mean that the future of Solana will just be memes. I know a lot of people compare it to Vegas at the moment. Do you think that Solana will be the home of stablecoins in the future, Rick? Or do you think that will remain over on Tron?
I mean, it depends what you see as the home of stablecoins. I think more and more stablecoin solutions will be leveraging Solana as well. Like, if you know Card, for example, like they're pushing hard on conferences, doing marketing. Like, they have a really nice app. You can just deposit Solana like USDC on Solana there, and I can start using my stablecoins, right? So the question is, what is really the home of stablecoins? I think there's going to be a lot of homes for stablecoins, and Solana is probably one of the better homes.
Yeah. It does make sense. A lot of people are still using Tron, especially internationally for remittance payments. Tron seems to be the preferred favorite. Going back to last cycle, it was all about Binance Smart Chain. Everything. If you were getting a stable currency payment, it was always on. They're asking for your BEP20. It seems to have gone away. People still use it a little bit, but I know Tron, Solana are becoming more popular. And obviously Ethereum, but the fees on Ethereum, I would say they're silly, but actually they've been quite cheap recently. Sometimes very negligible at all. But let's have a look what's going over on BLOFIN, guys. You can see here, BLOFIN is the best exchange to trade on. No KYC. Do not give these guys your information. You do not need to be giving exchanges your information. BLOFIN, no KYC. If you sign up with our link in the description, you get VIP tier 1, guys. So go trade on that. That will save you lots of money on fees. We can see here from the chat, we've got Crypto is Life is saying go short. We've got Pratik here also saying short. We've got Hugo, and I've got to say Hugo is a master trader over in our Discord, guys. If you want to see some of Hugo's trades, go join the Discord, link in the description. But you can see Hugo saying to go long here. Let me just pull it up on the screen a little bit better. So we're at 178, Rick. I think if we were going long, I would likely put my take profit very tight at that kind of just below 180 region. Going short, I would probably put my stop loss at a similar level and kind of eye out that 177 region. We've got 2 shorts, 1 long. Rick, what's your deciding vote here?
I would go short for the reason that my emotions say buy.
Yeah, so you're counter trading yourself. Let's whack that in. Let's just go 25% of this account. We started this account with $1,000. We did get it up to 4,600, but I've lost my last few trades, guys. So we're now just below $4,500. Still a lovely increase from when we started this account in the new year. So let's lock that in 20x, sell short, and let's check on that at the end of today's stream, guys. But Rick, let's head over to Re-Rate. You've recently teamed up with Re-Rate. I believe you've been with them for a few months now, perhaps start of the year. Also from your motherland as well, Quinton and Brett as well is, all from Belgium. Tell us a bit more about Re-Rate. We have actually had your founders on the stream before as well. But let's talk about Re-Rate and what you guys are working on right now.
Okay, so yeah, I'll keep it short. Re-Rate is building an ecosystem where that people can rate their experiences and review their experiences. So basically, it's comparable to like a Yelp, where that users can do an activity, go visit a place, rate that place, and then get paid for rating. So like want to disrupt the Web2 players where that people just check in, etc. Like maybe you remember Swarms, for example. But now we want to reward for authentic reviews. So that's the main mobile app. For the hackathon last week, we actually shipped Solana Certified, which is basically a platform for rating crypto projects as well. So we're not just focusing on this mobile app. We're expanding the vision, and we're really focusing on building this rating ecosystem so that users can not only rate their real life experiences, but also their online experiences. I think so. It's not visible on the website yet. This last alpha that I shared, but yeah. So basically, a Yelp, for all experiences, including Web3 projects. And I think, especially that the last part of the rating of projects, that could be a big winner in terms of like we're going to be attracting different projects that want to be reviewed, but also different users that then want to review these projects. And I think that's a great way to pull users into the Re-Rate ecosystem.
Awesome, man. And we can see here we've got the roadmap up in front of us. I've got to ask, when TGE?
Okay, again, I think like this roadmap, I actually sent a message in Slack 2 days ago for we need to update the roadmap on the website. So it's funny that you say this now, but I think we've always been aiming for Token Launch or TGE in September. There's no promises there though. I think like everything has to come on its time. I've never seen a rushed Token Launch succeed. And as I said, I've been involved with 100 plus, so I think I have quite a decent group that I can base my thoughts off. But we're aiming for September, and if not September, it won't be much longer after. But it all depends on the state of the product and the state of the market.
Yeah, and you guys are launching on Solana, correct?
Yes. Brilliant.
What were some of your choices there? I can see that you're very intertwined with the Solana community here. We've got Unfungible, Solana Foundation, Monkey DAO, Triad, etc. A lot of the Super Team Brazil, Super Team Balkans. Even we've got Solana ID there. Shout out to Simon and Solid there as well. But yeah, you're definitely very intertwined with the Solana community. What was some of your main reasons for going and sticking on Solana?
I mean, if there's one place you want to go out for building consumer apps, I think Solana is the place, and Solana support us as well. Solana Foundation backs us. So, and Brecht, our CEO, has been going around to all the Solana events over the past few months, years. So like we're very well connected in the ecosystem, and I think it's just the place to be to build consumer apps.
Awesome. And let's go through your team here as well. A lot of you will recognize Brecht here. We actually linked up when we were together at the Solana Temple in Bali. Had him on a stream there as well. But yeah, let's talk through your team here as well, and also kind of speak on your role within the company.
Okay, so we have Brecht. He's our founder and CEO. You probably know him if you watch his streams, and you definitely know him because you've been all around the world. Then we have Quinton, who is, you might know his face from on the timeline on Twitter because he has, I think, 200,000+ followers. So he is also a co-founder. Then we have Greg. He is chief of product, so he is leading the whole product development. He has a background at Uber. I think he scaled Uber in Europe and Asia. So that's some good backgrounds. We have Julian, our CTO. So everything tech side, and then we have Ryan, who's also an up and coming KOL. He's been growing quite fast the last few months.
And where's Ryan based?
Ryan is UK based. So most are Belgians, except for Ryan. He's UK based.
Brilliant.
So yeah, my role is everything go to market and marketing. So that's what I'm focusing on, mainly with like make everything make sense for the token launch, for whatever sales are coming up, and for growing the users.
Awesome, man. And like you say, you've been in the game working professionally since, was it 2019?
2021 in crypto, but I've been doing marketing since 2014.
Oh, brilliant. Well, man. Let's pull over to our next segment as well, guys. I will check on the trade very shortly as well. I think we're in a slight profit right now. But Rick, let's talk about internet capital markets and attention as currency. If you can explain the concept, and then we'll divulge a little bit further there.
I mean, the concept of internet capital market is fairly straightforward and easy. It means that anyone with an internet connection can create or buy financial assets. So, and like I think Solana and specifically BonkBot has made that accessible to anyone. Like anyone is able to create a asset with value behind it. And that's basically internet capital markets. And other people can then buy and sell this. And if you look at 10 years ago, like that was not an option. That was not possible. People had to be an accredited investor to be able to buy something, to invest and to hold an asset. And all of that is now gone. Now we can easily buy and trade whatever we want, whenever we want. And I think that's the concept of internet capital markets. Then that has a lot of implications or a lot of different ways that this can be implemented or used. But I think the example that speaks most is BonkBot, right? And then we could shift that directly to, for example, attention capital markets. It's coming like first you have internet capital markets, but now basically you see that we're in a attention capital markets era where attention is very, very hard to get, and attention gets valued more than anything else. Like you see this in meme coins where attention for 2 days and then it goes to zero, and then the next thing gets attention for 2 days. So yeah,
it's the
like
economy.
In the economy,
it's the attention economy right now.
Exactly.
Social clout farming.
Yes.
There's a lot of projects that are tailoring their product to this as well. We've spoke about Kaito before on the stream as well, but you actually mentioned about cookie free. What's cookie free got going on, which is similar to Kaito but also different?
Yeah, so Cookie 3 has released a similar thing as Kaito now, where that users can claim, I think, their profile and start earning, I don't know how they call it, snaps or something. I don't know specifics. But also again, like you can basically earn by yapping or by having mindshare. It's basically a mindshare dashboard. They built this cool dashboard for AI agents a few months ago, where that users could really see which agents do what and what's the mindshare of agents. But now they implemented this tag for Twitter profiles as well, basically like Kaito. And this was what I saw yesterday on the timeline, where quite a lot of Kaito yappers now also claimed their Cookie 3 profile, and they're probably going to start earning there as well. So it's again an interesting move into the direction of democratizing attention, and moving away from paying influencers with these backdoor deals that nobody knows of, but now actually reward the people that actually engage or talk about your product. I like this way because someone tweeted yesterday, it's the info wars, Cold War. Because you have Kaito, you have Cookie 3 with all the info and mindshare get rewarded. But I do love this, to see this move, that we're going to a more transparent information regime, basically.
It's a net positive for people that follow what influencers put. You would hope that software like this is going to get rid of the influencers that are botted, that actually don't have the impact that they say they do, and will hopefully drive a fairer value. But it could actually go the other way, where actually the influencers could be using this data information and say, look, no, I'm worth more than what I was charging before. Where do you think the power lies? Do you think the power lies with the marketers or the KOLs with these kind of new projects and software?
I mean, I as a marketer, I don't like using influencers, but because like you say, they are way too expensive for the results you get. And then if you think about it, like there's literally a business model for KOLs or influencers to pay an external service to get you engagement so that you can sell that engagement to projects to get paid, right? So let's say you sell a tweet for, and it goes like this, like you sell a tweet for $5,000. If you do 5 of those, you have $20,000 income, and you pay $5,000 for fake engagement. That's a business. You made 15K over for doing nothing, right? And that's such a scam. So I really like seeing products like this coming up. And then, for example, Kaito, you have the Yap leaderboards where a project can say, okay, like for example, Polkadot, they put a reward for their leaderboards, and then yappers can yap and they get paid. And those rewards are significant. Like I told you, Ryan, part of our team, he said, I think last month, he made $6,000 from yapping. And that's picking out 2 projects that you like, post consistently about it, and get paid from these rewards. But it's full transparently, and you pull in different communities as well. So I like that approach much more than fake influencers or like fake engagement people. And also, I don't think KOLs really move the needle, except like when you are really a dead project without much volume, then a KOL might impact the price or the chart because there is no volume. So a little bit of volume might move, but I don't like spending too much, especially if you don't have big war chest on KOLs.
Did you manage to get in on Cookie the token as well? Because this is absolutely flying right now.
I skipped the private sale.
A
year and a half ago, I think. Yeah.
What valuation is that?
Oh, I don't remember. I gotta look it up. But
I don't want to remember.
I don't. I think it's probably at a 20x right now.
Yeah. Wow. But still, I guess that was a year ago. So I'm sure you've probably put into some assets that have also gone up in that time. Probably some that have gone down, of course, as well. But yeah, so Cookie Free has been around for a while. Do you know how long the token's been active for?
I think it could be close to a year now.
But starting to pick up speed now with the product actually shipped.
They really started to pick up speed with the dashboard of the AI agents. And then now they're turning really, like, originally I think the idea was something with KOLs and attention. I didn't really buy into that, but then they shifted more to a data provider platform, and the market clearly shows that's what the market wants. Looking at Kaito, looking at Cookie Tree.
Yeah. As a marketer at the moment, Rick, what are you seeing push the needle? What are you seeing that has impact? Where do you think projects should be spending their money, and perhaps also not going so deep in like they did before with KOLs, etc.
I mean, I think the number one thing is have a product that people actually want to use. It always comes back to that. If you have a product that people don't want to use, it's not worth anything. So validate the product that you're building before you're actually going to spend and give away whatever tokens to people to promote it. I think partnership marketing is very undervalued these days. Like partnering with other projects, cross collaborating, get their community to try out your product, and the other way around. The ones that like it will stick. If you, and I honestly think that's cheaper than influencers, and that brings much better results. It's also gives you leverage for later on, like partner with these projects, work with them, and basically that's also the way why we've built this Solana certified now. It's because it gives us a win-win situation to approach other partners and say, hey, You want user acquisition. You want new people to check out your product and rate your product. You want reviews. Work with us. Give us some tokens for a reward pool, and we send you users, right? So it's like partnership marketing is a win. You create a win-win for both parties involved, and whoever likes it stays.
What were some of your thoughts to go more down the corporate side of things, as well as retail? You're still pursuing retail, but then what was the thought pattern behind? Okay, perhaps corporations in Web3 will also want to use this.
For like, you mean for B2B, as in like like how we approach project? Okay, so for the projects, what's in it for them is they will get reviews, they will get trust and credibility because they get rated and they can stand out if they get certified. But also it will send them new users, so it's user acquisition and trust for them, for less cost. Like, it's transparent, right? Like, you can, like, for example, a project could sponsor the reward pool or can get featured. That money gets distributed to whoever uses that project again. So
brilliant.
Like, projects actually get, like, users get rewarded for using a project. and that's a no-brainer. I think like their projects actually just pay their own tokens to users that will then try out and review the project, which is much better than giving out tokens to an influencer who dumps on whoever buys after their call.
Yeah. Which we see time and time again. You see chart go whoop, boom, whoop, boom, and you can normally sometimes track it to the tweets, to the activations of these KOLs as well. Just gonna pull back onto the live stream trade as well, guys. We are in a very small profit. Let's have a look. Let's fly that over. $30 profit, 2%. I've just whacked a quick take profit in there. Not much lower. I probably will go a little bit ballsier with it actually and pull that down a little bit further, just above 178, and keep that stop loss quite tight, because I think if we push through that, we probably will retest 180 again, and perhaps go on a little bit further as well. I will head over to Twitter as well. I will show you guys where you can follow Rick and also follow WeRate as well. The links are in the description, guys, as well. So head over to WeRate. Doing really well. You've got 19,500 followers. Like Rick said, TG expected in around September time, but you can actually start to begin using the product, right? When will rating be available on WeRate?
Rating, you can already rate in the mobile app, but those are experiences. Like, if you go drink a coffee, if you go to a restaurant, you can rate your experience in the app, and that will you will be included in whatever token airdrop season 1 that's coming. We're doing a season 2 that's coming up pretty soon. So if you get the app now and you rate some places now, you will be included in that season 1, and it's closing soon. So no pressure, but yeah, go down with that.
You've also got a Spaces later with yourself, Brecht, as well, with the Unfungible crew. What's going on there?
I don't know what's going to be discussed. It seems like Web3 products that redefines Web2 utilities. That the name doesn't say too much to me, so I'm curious what's going to come up. But the spaces are always good fun. Yesterday we did a live stream as well. We started doing live streams every week. We call it the Rate Radio. So if you ever want to join, let us know. But the Rate Radio is fun. It's something fun we do as well.
Awesome. I'll definitely you'll definitely catch me on there soon. We do a lot of work. I do a lot of spaces with Unfungible as well. We're actually doing a spaces with them later. So I know they run a tight ship. They do a brilliant job there. Just wanted to show everyone, if you're not already a part of the Discord, if you want all the latest alpha, if you want to learn from the mighty Block Pro, who is here listening right now, guys. Block Pro even has his own section. We can go here. Let's go have a look at his chart insights. You can see here he plots out a lot of different support and resistance lines and different levels for you guys to keep an eye on. We can go through all of these here, even with some analysis. This was from May 19th, so short-term neutral to bullish as long as 102 holds. If we go through this, eventually 106, that was the bullish scenario, obviously played out there. Some resistance lines and some support as well, which will all help you guys trade. We do one-to-one coaching with Block Pro. We do meme coin trading. You can see here, lots of good meme coin traders here. and the flex trades as well, where if you want to flex your trades, some very nice winners. We've got Wizard of Alt, who was in the chat, 36% up on zero. Realism Hugo, who I said to the expert trader, we can see here 235% gain, 238% gain, 204% gain, 191% gain, 394 and 195% gain. He's absolutely smashing it, guys. So if you want to come trade with other top traders, whether you're into your meme coins, whether you're into your leverage trading, or even pre-sales investment, anything, even if you just want to come events, it's all in the Discord, guys. We do one-to-one legal advice as well, and one-to-one Web3 career advice with myself. So make sure to go join that, guys. Go check out WeRate. Go download the, you can download the app now. It's available on App Store and Google Play. You can start to rate, and then very soon you'll be rewarded for those ratings as well, guys. Rick, thank you so much for joining today, man. Always a pleasure having you on. You're always somewhere different in the world as well. What's next for you at the moment?
Next, I'm considering Builder's Mansion in Paris. I applied for that one, but I'm uncertain, so I'm waiting for a response there. But otherwise, heading back to Bulgaria for the summer.
Nice, but no skiing this time.
No skiing, no. The snow, I think, started melting in April. We did the last day of the ski season. That was a cool experience, skiing without a t-shirt. So that the first time for doing that. But literally 2 days after, it was 20 degrees. So you saw the snow literally like the rivers were 3 times as big. So all the snow is probably gone. We can hike some mountain tops. So that's gonna be fun.
That'll be fun. That'll be fun. We're almost $100 in profit on this trade, guys. I think it's going to hit, but I will let you guys know how this trade went in the Discord. You'll catch up with me tomorrow. I'll either be $100 up or $100 down. So pray for me, guys. Rick, once again, thank you so much for joining. Guys, get in that Discord, and we'll see you all tomorrow at 11 a.m. Take care.
Thank you.
Ooh.